everybody. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Thursday. Welcome back. It's me. I'm here. I'm awake and stuff. We're doing this. I'm on my retail just for a second, just checking for rares, you know. Like you do in the morning. You get a little coffee. You see if any of the rares up. You see if any of them want to highly kindly drop a crackling shard. But my agenda for today is remix. I want to do things, get bronze, buy stuff. That's pretty much what I'm after. I've decided I'm not going to make it any more complicated than that. I'm not going to twist myself in knots chasing stuff that I could just do in retail later, or stuff that I'm not that fussed about in the first place. If I get the vast bulk of things from remix, that'll be good enough for me. So, I was going to do the one thing I was going to try that was extra. And I might only try this once, we'll see, is I was going to see if I could stack a group or join one on my mage to do Mythic Trial of Valor and see if I can survive it for a Deathless set. If I don't get it, that's fine. And I'm not really motivated enough to, like, try terribly hard or do a bunch of extra stuff for it. I'm not going to gear up the mage. But I can at least take her through Trial of Valor today, assuming I could get in. Just kind of a big if. And see if she can just squeeze that one out since she's level 80 anyway. Is Hazel? Hi Hazel. Hi everyone. Good play. Hi Haley. Sarah. Young one. Octopixie. Hi guys. Good morning. On this way. But we're just gonna let go of any of the goals that aren't, you know, speaking to us. Is life's too short to do stuff in WoW because someone else is doing it. You gotta just do whatever speaks to you. You're never gonna do everything here. Someone is, and they're busy doing it, I suppose. I'm not gonna get everything done, so we just pick and choose what seems like a good idea. This is kind of fun, although I'm gonna actually lust because I've pulled more stuff than I thought I was gonna. Be ready to use a defensive if necessary. See, that's the problem, I feel like my level of investment in this may not go as far as investigating my defensives. I have Ice Block, I have Barrier, I guess I can use those ones. I don't really want to change talents, or read about talents, or think about talents, or, like, learn anything. Which might mean that I don't get this, which is fine. I have barely a pulse level of investment in doing this, so I feel like I'm gonna give it a half-hearted try. And if I die, then, welp, oops. You know, like, someone said it was easy and they could just do it. So if it's not that easy, then they've lied. It'll be fine. Mage low item level just stood out of the way. I may or may not know where in the way is. We'll see. I guess we'll find out. It's worth a go. I'm finding lots of rares up. That's good. Let's go do these ones and then we'll log over. You know, the barrier and the ice block, and I might have mass barrier. That might be a button that I got. That's got to do something. People were saying tentacles on Herja or waves on Herja or something. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, mostly stood on the side. Like, up on the platform? Or, like, just generally left or right. Reward for the Deathless Run. There's a set for each armor type. It's I guess a recolor or something of the Chosen Dead stuff. That is, I'm assuming, remix exclusive to doing them deathlessly. I have the Hunter one, because once you're actually geared, it's really not a big deal to do a deathless clear. Yeah, just a T-Mike set, exactly. You got it. Nearest the group. Seen people die to the ads before the portal if they fall behind. Yeah. That sounds a bit like me. I do that in raids. I fall behind. They die to ads. At least in remix. People go so fast. There we go. Are Legion Assaults even worth leveling with? If you need to do them anyway for an achievement. Oh, that reminds me. There was some reason I wanted to do them for an achievement. What did I want? I forget. Transmog housing stuff. There was housing stuff. And that was making me crazy because I couldn't even just within in-game figure out what it was that I was going to get for it. So maybe we don't worry about it. It's not like my house is going to be empty. Although I think we'll only need to do 5. But 5 sounds like a lot. That one that we did took a long time. Been away for a while. How are things? Hi, Ashman. Things are going all right. We're keeping it together. We are staying afloat, proverbially. And it's kind of literally. Lava Chaos on Fuego. Thanks for the 20-month resub. Appreciate it. Welcome back. I was available in Legion. It was infinitely harder. Safe to assume they won't come back after Remix. Heard people say they were harder to get than the Mage Tower artifacts. Oh, the Deathless sets? Yeah. What was I gonna do? I was just gonna have the thingy port me up. Oh, I've got a vault, though. This is the trouble with logging onto retails. There's always something that you want to pick up. I just need to stick to the resolution I made 5 minutes ago, and I'm not gonna get sucked into working on stuff just because I heard about it. If it's not, because that's the worst, is when you're trying to do something that you don't even really want to do, because it makes every step of it infinitely harder when you're not motivated. We're gonna do this. Get 1,000 gold. You know, 1,000 gold towards our Kaiveza repair fund. How you doing, Currents? How are things going with you? Speaking of how things are going with me, I'm gonna be late tomorrow, just in general. I'll mention it again later in the stream, but I'm gonna be late. I have a plumber coming over to help us with our problems. And first thing in the morning, I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I'm just gonna turn on stream once we're done. I'm assuming anywhere between 1 and 2 hours late, but we'll see. I'm gonna kind of play that by ear, but hopefully they can help us, because we've got a real fountain of youth situation. Let's go out to the top of the hill. Have some coffee. And we're gonna go check on Mr. Chronolith, who I think still has a transmog cloak for me. I think that's true. I think he's got one of those. Okay. Oh, Hazel. Hi, Scarlet. How you doing? Need one more rep, and it's an Argus rep. Sounds like you're all set until phase 4, huh? I'm just gonna log her off here, and that way she can just do this again tomorrow or whenever we log back onto her next. We'll do Remix. I'm gonna just try this mage thing. If I can even get into a group, you know, if it's good. I'm assuming there's less people, especially geared people, running Trial of Valor now when they don't need it anymore. Maybe I'll do a Trial of Valor on my hunter for Karma afterwards. Although he's geared, but like I don't know if he's geared enough for it to matter. But I think I decided I wasn't going to worry about the Broken Shore campaign, because I've heard a lot of really conflicting reports over whether or not it even works to grant the original class mount. And I've decided I'm sick of it. I'm done with it. I can later when this character is on retail, I can if I feel like it, go poke around with it then, because she has her regular class campaign done, which is the stuff that did the thing. Some classes work, some don't. I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to spend a single brain cell working on campaign if there's any chance something hangs up, because every time something little does hang up, I'm going to be in my head about, am I doing this wrong or is it broken? I'm just going to wait until it's live. Worked my hunter. Of course, the only class I did the mount on is one of those. Didn't work. Probably easier to do in retail. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that be. Okay, so let's look at our defenses. We have Ice Block, we have Ice Barrier. That's Cold Snap, that's probably relevant. That's Greater Invis. That might be a bad idea. Didn't I have Mass Barrier? Can I just search for defensive? No, of course not. That would make too much sense. Let's look at barrier talents. I do have Mass Barrier. And we have... yeah. That's the key thing. We're not too worried about most damagey things. Ice Barrier can absorb more damage. Yeah, we want that. Okay. Remix tends to break things. Yeah. Hi, Saga. How you doing? Happy Thursday. Good afternoon or evening. Across the pond. So I'm average 580. 503 equipped, because I'm sure her jewelry is awful. I'm gonna port out of the mage hall. Which means remembering, I think it's this way. There it is. We found it. She has some kind of a quest. I don't know what it's for. Minor injury, pulled a muscle, slept on it wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. How are you? I'm alright. I'm playing the babysit your sump pump game and make sure that it doesn't jam, because if it does, then you have a limited amount of time until everything floats away down the river. We're gonna do preparing for your future mage arc. I'm really not. I'm really not. Oh boy. Should I go over there, or should I probably find a group first? I might not even get into one. Trial of Valor. Mythic. Oh, well, there's no groups at all. What are the likelihood that I can stack one? Possible, I suppose. Let me fly there. Want to sell? No. Start a group. Trial of Valor, Mythic. Think a group will carry you. Alright. Oh, thank you. May the sump pump forces be with you. Thank you. No, I'm still drinking that. Thank you. How do you keep the interest? Longtime player, found myself struggling to stay consistent over the past couple of years. If you're not feeling it, you gotta take a break. Making yourself do stuff is for things that, like, pay you, things that bring honor to your family, things that better society. It's not for things that are supposed to be fun. The whole point of WoW is to be fun. If it's not fun, you gotta do something else. I'm still interested, well, A, because it does pay me, but secondly, because I just do a bunch of different stuff, and I just change things whenever I'm not feeling it. There's like 90 different objectives I have in WoW, and if I'm bored, I just jump. Don't mind me. Happy Thursday is happy Thursday, Lucario. How much bronze can you get from a Mythic Raid or a Mythic Plus run? Probably depends on what you're doing. Like which one. I feel like I was getting 30k or so bronze from like a clear of like a longer raid on Mythic. Here we're gonna list this up. Hazel says hi, just in case anyone's looking for it, but I don't know. I feel like that's gonna put people off that aren't looking for it. Let's just list it like this and see. 30k is good. Yeah, I'm guesstimating though. I'd hate to say any strong numbers. WoW doesn't bring honor to your bloodline. Just quit. You heard it here first. Yes. So we need 20 people, huh? That's an important thing for me to be working on. Let's convert to raid. I should be counting. We have 4. And I'm assuming we need some of those 20 people to be tanks. 5. You can do them daily. Yeah, and you can do multiple difficulties too. So you roll up to like Tomb of Sargeras. You can do it on Mythic and then Heroic and then Normal. All at once if you want. They should all be tanks. Where are the tanks? Set us up. They can all be tanks as far as I know. Oh, there's a tank. I can bring someone else who's doing the same thing as me. Maybe not like 5 of us, but all right, well, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Think you're good already? Switch to Mythic? Yeah, good idea. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I feel like it's better if you get a lot of 740s, and also maybe another tank. 14, 15. There's another tank. 16, 17, 18. Let me get them in. So I just need 2 more people. There's 19. And there's 20. Okay. All right. Ahoy. We do not want to use RC Loot Council. I'm just gonna put my barrier on and try and stay out of the way. I think we can start summons. Yeah, we lost one. I love how they give you scrolls to summon. It's so nice. Yeah. I like how I asked people to, in chat, I asked people to type 1 for summons, but I'm not the one choosing who to summon. I'm just here clicking on other people's portals. Promote to, I'm going to give both of the tanks assist. Oh, I gave one of the tanks raid leader. That's fun. That'll work. Oops. I just meant to give them assist, but that's fine. That's close enough. Doing heroic after? Sure. I mean, I'm not, but people can. What are you after? Hoping to squeeze through a deathless set. I need to not die in this raid clear is the dream on my effectively naked mage. Oh, they passed me lead back here. I'm gonna very carefully. I still have assist. Okay. All right, we're almost all here. Challenge. I like it. Yeah. Did we? We're missing a demon hunter. Why are they an invalid target? Locked. Not summonable. Gotcha. Should I just remove them? Oh, no, they left them there. We can grab a 20th. Or we can just go. Hang on. Alright, Cowabunga. What does it look like? I'll let you know if I get it. It would be similar to the Chosen Dead set. Kind of like a mask in your face, I think. Feeling like Remix has run its course? I have realized I'm just kind of fed up with like the little fiddly bits of Remix that are not immediately obvious, and I have decided to just, by and large, not worry about those. After this, I'm just about bronze shopping, maybe some achievements. That's a big maybe. I'm not fussed about like the rest of the Deathless sets or class mounts or like anything else really. I just want to make it simple. I want to make it straightforward and easy to understand again. Different color of the set with how hard they were to get. They don't look very cool. I was worried that no one would be doing TOV anymore, but it seems like if you make a group, people are willing to join. I'm sure a few people in here have seen the stream, but I bet you most people haven't. It filled too fast. I'm not that powerful. You think the male one's coolest? I like the male one a lot, actually. I don't know if I know off the top of my head what the let's do. Okay, I've still got my barrier on. I'm blinking. I'm invising. Hi, Joy. Thanks, Haley. TV Mythic and Heroic every day. Nice. I'll do one on my I mean, I don't know if the universe needs me. I was kind of thinking that I was gonna need to. Oh, he's dead. That I was gonna need to like really dig to find some 740s to carry me, and there's a bunch of them out and about. I don't know if I mean, I could still do it for my, you know, like universal karma or something, but Which button did I say was my mass barrier? I don't know if I did. I definitely spec'd into it, but I don't remember if I put it on my bars. They're all blue. There's Glacial Spike. Oopsies. There's mass barrier. Shift 2. There we go. Alright, so I'm just going to make sure I tag her. Not that it really matters as long as I'm in here. And then if waves start happening, scary things start going on, I'm just going to ice block. Because I'm sure I have, like, no health. There's a barrier. Okay, that worked fine. Pretty good. Good chunk of infinite power. Right. Yeah, I guess people are still grinding infinite power. Not that I'm full on infinite power. There we go. Deathless Magus. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Phenomenal work. We're gonna just zoop ourselves back home. And I'm out of here. If they want to do Heroic, they're welcome to. Be super fast. Every day until 999 limits unbound. Holy. That is some commitment. Alright, Regalia of the Chosen Dead. Let me see this thing. That is the cloth mythic Deathless Trial of Valor set. So I got half of them. That's pretty good. Now that I've done it, it seems a little bit more enriched to do the other ones, but do I care? Let me see. Let me look at the warrior one. I don't even know if it would show me. Funerary, that's regular funerary plate. I don't think we're too worried about it. Warrior Arcwen. One of my guildies doing that as well. Because, like, I would have to level. I wouldn't have to really do any particular thing while leveling in terms of, like, class campaign or questing or anything. So it might be faster because I could just level in raids and dungeons. If I did, like, a plate or a leather character. Leveling alts chill on remix. I'm kind of starting to talk myself into it. If I'm gonna talk myself into it, I should do it now, because otherwise if I'm just grinding bronze, there's really no... You know, I'm getting bronze doing this, too. I was talking about a Lightforged Draenei plate-wearing character to be a blacksmith one day on my account. My experience is somewhere in the 200% range. 223. Not awful. Not 400, mind you, but yeah, something. Oh, man. That sump pump is so loud that you can hear it through the floor, but I'm kind of glad you can hear it through the floor because it means that I know that it's working. I don't trust it otherwise. Raid's super fast for leveling, yeah. I leveled this mage pretty slowly. I just got her to 80 yesterday, and her plate is 7 hours, even though this was my second remix character, but I think it's because I was making myself do, like, the campaign, because I got art, you know, just quest lines that I didn't really need to be messing with. Well, I mean, I did, but I'm good. Okay. Okay. Alright. Before I do any of that, I'm going to get on Crawdad. I'm going to do Mythic Tomb of Sargeras, because that's going to let me buy Maiden of Downstairs. The mace. Normal raid for leveling. I didn't do any raids while I was leveling Orca, and I think that's why it was so slow. I think I could level a lot faster if I just did random dungeons and then just spammed raids while leveling. I think that's my plan. But first, let's do Tomb. Pre-made raids, find a group. Let's get into a Mythic Tomb. Any Mythic Tomb should be fine. Mythic Heroic Normal, that would work as well. Because I can get the little thingies. I can get the thingies that you can use to buy the special mace. Don't see the maze, was wondering what the fell slab was for. I found it, I didn't see it at first either, but then when I went back to Pythagoras and I went to all, it popped up for me. I've heard that doesn't work for everybody, but maybe there's an add-on suppressing it. But it wasn't showing it for me on Hunter, but then when I changed class to all, it would show it to me. So that's what I'm after. Hammer Vigilance. Tomb. I should just fly there or something, huh? Good morning, Agamemnon. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a lovely Thursday. I think I can just... Yeah, I'll just soar right down there. One of my friends started doing raids as well, so whenever he shows up, do raids with him. Ryok, you must be well beyond done with bronze, huh? Missed the Kaveza hard mode stuff? No, I haven't beat that yet. You haven't missed it. There's plenty of sweat and tears ahead there. I'm just doing remix stuff because there's phase 3 right now. Last time I was doing Kaveza, it was because I was done with phase 2. I got phase 3 stuff to do. Once I'm done shopping, and I guess maybe alt leveling. I said this morning I wasn't going to do it, but I've kind of talked myself back into it. Then I'm in trouble. 4.5 million bronze, bought everything available yet except the fell mounts. Oh, you should just buy the fell mounts too. Just even if you end up leveling those alts, they're 20k each. You can sneeze and do it. I mean, whatever you like, but oh man, I think you're not gonna run out of bronze. Whoa! I should careful here. Just wandering right into traffic. He doesn't really need anything. I think his gear is... he needs one thing. He needs a... Here, he's got Terror from Blow, 1 Volatile Magic, 2 Touch of Malice? Yeah, perfect. He needs a Lure of the Unknown Depths at 740. That's the only thing that he needs still. In terms of his armor, anyway. Probably end up at like 10 mil bronze or so if I keep playing every day. Can't believe it's already Thursday. Found a Google sheet someone made with listed items needed for player housing mat, and you better believe I'll be sweaty farming this weekend. Rain has been insane in Pacific Northwest. Yes, hasn't it? It has. It's a lot of rain. I'm about to get out there with a shovel and start digging ditches. This cloak is the Sargerai Commander cloak in the Heroic World tier color. So any class can wear it. It's not for any particular armor type. The whole set is for any class. And to get this, you'd have to do 100 world quests in Remix in Heroic World tier. That's how you get the purple version. This should be nice and fast. Love it. So cozy in my house looking out the window. Once I enjoy that too. Once I get everything with the drainage sorted, and I feel like we're doing okay, I think I will really enjoy the wet weather too. Some things need to happen. I need to get a generator pretty much ASAP because right now I'm living very dangerously in that if the power goes out, it's going to flood because the sump pump has to run about every 45 seconds to keep the water down right now with how much water there is outside and how much rain there is. And if a storm, which generally comes with rain, knocks out the power, I'm like screwed. So I need to buy a generator. I should have done it yesterday. Maybe I'll go out and shop for it today. I don't know. We're not expecting any windstorms, but it's not a good idea for me to just not have one. I need to pick one out, get all the stuff to use it, figure out how to use it, figure out where I'm going to set it up and everything because it's just going to have to happen. It is an achievement. 100 world quests in Heroic World tier. It'll be in the Heroic World tier section sooner rather than later. Yeah. It's like I'm going to spend the money, so I should just get over it and do it. Flooding is kind of one of the most expensive things that can happen, so any money you can spend to prevent it is a good idea. Family home used a generator almost every winter. Kind of forgot about that life. I'm brand new to it. I feel like such a greenhorn around here. But this is my first year. I feel like it'll be fun a few years in when I'm like good at this stuff, or at least I know what's going on and I've kind of like made all the mistakes once and I've got the hang of it. There's no substitute for on the life learning. I'm at 124% verse. I have not really been grinding much since I got to 740 though. I've been just doing a little bit here and there. So I used to city life. I was just thinking about how much simpler my problems used to be to fix. And I used to still like procrastinate fixing them because of anxiety and stuff, but like now my problems are sometimes harder and more complicated. Live rurally, I have one that can take over the whole electric panel. Yeah. That might be nice one day with like an actual transfer. What do they call it? A transfer switch? Transfer panel? Transfer something. Um, but for at least this first winter, I think we're just going to use a portable generator or even like an inverter generator like people get for RVs and stuff. Because I literally just need it to run the sump pump. I'm not trying to stream in a power outage. I'm not trying to. I just need to run the sump pump. Maybe the freezer for a little bit, but I'm just going to keep those closed since it's a large battery power station. I looked into that. Apparently not. I mean, people do it, but you're not going to be able to run the pump very long on it. It might buy you some time, but if you can, like the amount of time it would take you to swap to that, you can basically boot up the generator and then be good for 10 hours. I was looking into some different solutions yesterday because this was stressing me out. What do you recommend I do to get my DK closer to 700? Mythic dungeons, raids every day. All the raids every day. All the raids, normal, heroic, mythic. Random daily dungeon, random daily heroic dungeon. You can do Mythic Plus if you want. I haven't been, but you certainly could. Have an outhouse in case of a prolonged outage. Toilets should actually still work. We don't have any vertical lift pumps for municipal water, so assuming the water pressure holds, that should be fine. That's if you have electric pumps that are bringing the water like up into the house. Coastal issue here in the prairies. Can't say I know anyone who owns or uses a generator. Granted, I am a city dweller. We had one growing up, and I don't remember what we ran it for, because growing up I grew up fairly rural, and we had the generator. I don't think we would run, maybe we would run the well pump on it. I should ask what we used to run on it. I thought it was just for the freezer to keep like our groceries and stuff through like multi-day power outages, but we didn't have, as far as I know, that place didn't flood in the basement. That place didn't have a sump pump. It was at a really high elevation. You have to just pour water down with a bucket to flush it. Same thing for retail characters, heroic and mythic every day. Retail gearing is, I mean, if you can do, you can't do heroic and mythic every day in retail. You're gonna have weekly raid lockouts, in retail. The different versions of this set are specific to Remix, and they're for different achievements. So the green one is just for leveling in Remix and doing the initial Remix intro campaign. Purple is Heroic World Tier World Quests. There is a red one from doing a Mythic plus 30 key in Remix. And then there is another one. I don't know what the color is, but we're going to get it when we've done every raid on Mythic. Kind of miss the big snow winds. Yellow light-ish is the last set. Nice. I think the purple's my favorite color. I would wear this cloak with other sets. I would tap this onto like other armor sets and stuff. The lighting effects are nice on it. Yeah, the rest of the set, it's fine. I don't mind like you've got like your spinning orb on your shoulders and stuff, but I don't know if the rest of it is changed my life. Haven't been able to. Oh, you've been able to match the green one to so many things. Haven't gotten the purple yet. Bet it'll be the same. Someone named their Toon Leaf mix. Oh, probably. Purple's my favorite as well. Helps that I have the fitting glaives from the Old Mage Tower, my Havoc DH in 3 of the 4 colors. Nice. I want to dress up more of my characters in the stuff that we got in this month's Trading Fest. I was so happy to finally have a month where I was able to spend like more tender than I made finally. Tune your raid. Yeah, I'm sure it's somebody's name. Is this good for bronze? Yeah. It's good for infinite power. Love you, Hazel. Thanks, Mori Mori. Wish they'd done a blue one. The cloak would be pretty in blue. Oops. Ooh, DM's really annoying raids. Your pets don't keep up, like, remotely. You just end up... I just end up, like, Cobra shotting the boss and being like, well, that's good enough. That'll help. I've kind of come to accept that I'm never going to be the big fat carry in a group. And that, I'm just here for moral support. And to, you know, make people giggle at a low degree because I'm Crawdad the Fabulous. That's all I got. Basically a large clown. Quite burnt out in Remix. Feels more busy than Mop Remix. The phasing of the content, I liked it a lot in the first phase because I felt it made things more manageable to keep up with. But by the time phase 3 came out, I don't know. Starting to feel a little over it. Best to get item level higher in retail. You do the hardest content you can. You farm crests. You upgrade the gear you get with crests. So if you can do high level mythic keys, those will give you Mythtrack gear. You can or Mythtrack gear to your vault, I guess, actually. I guess you would need to do Mythic Raid to get Mythtrack gear in retail, right? And then upgrade that. Off the edge. The raid raids feel the same, but there's way more questing to do. Yeah. Does it feel like in Legion Remix they added more little things? How come I can't release? Does it feel like in Legion Remix they added more little things to do aside from just the bronze farming that you need to kind of dig to figure out? I can't jump off in combat. With the infinite knowledge, yeah. Because I know in MoP I was doing achievements, but I was just doing achievements for the bronze. I wasn't really worried about, you know, which ones I was doing, I don't think. You know, I wanted to do the zone achievements for the zone stuff. Yeah, maybe should have walked back. I think a lot of people are probably sitting dead right now. Oh, people are logging out. Oh, we're all dead. We're all dead and we're stuck in combat. Well, that's unfortunate. Huh. I wonder what we do. Takes a minute for it to reset. Okay. Happens here. Don't know if it happens all the time. Only did this once so far. Let's release eventually. Gotcha. Okay. For a second, I thought that Demon Hunter was just leaving out of here. Happened to me last night. Alright, I'm green. There we go. Faster to just run back. I think it would have been, yeah. Surprised people are still doing that. That's the first time I've seen that happen. To me, personally. Let's get a pet. Actually use some of my abilities. Am I helping? No, not really. I'm doing like 15 mil. Or the Paladin doing like 200 mil. I also felt that in MoP Remix, I guess it's because we have infinite power and knowledge and stuff, but in MoP Remix, you got your gear all the way up and then you were sick. And that was it. That was the end of it. With how long it took to get my gear all the way up here, and it's a good thing this isn't deathless. It's kind of... With how long it took to get my gear all the way up, it feels kind of, a little bit disappointing that that's just the beginning if you wanted to actually look super powerful, I guess. And maybe that's just because I'm measuring power relative to other players. It's basically, I'm just looking at details and I'm like, well, this person's got a bar this big and my bar is only this big. Uh-oh. Maybe in isolation I am really powerful and I just can't tell. I guess it has more like long tail playability with the power grind, but that's only if you want to do it. People grind out threads for more power after max gear. That is true. That is true. Maybe it's just infinite power in general. Yeah. Legion's got more content than Mop did. Would have made some Legion content not attached to Remix Achieves. What I need to do is I need to look through Homebound for Legion Remix. Specifically. If I can find Legion Remix anyway. Remind myself of what it is that I want to do. New insane infinite power grind in the Broken Shore. Lags the entire zone. Oh, as is tradition, you know. That's good. Brings you right back to when whole zones would lag back in original Legion. Nostalgia. What's my knowledge up to? 33. Guess that's why Surmar was lagging all over. So I do need to do this on Hero. Oh, no, I don't. This is going to give me 10 shards. That's right. When I get my mail, anyway. Don't understand these outdoor infinite power grinds. Thought Mythic Plus was way more efficient. I guess I'm impressed that people feel really motivated to grind infinite power outside. Because at that point, you're just grinding power for its own sake, right? Like, I guess there is that. You know what? They probably want the feat of strength. Maybe that's what people are after. There is a feat of strength for it. Speaking of world bosses, who are the world bosses up today? You got Brutalis and the Broken Shore. I need, Flotsam. I might need him. That might be the last one I need. Item level. Or, pardon me, artifact weapon level. I have 125% verse. Limits Unbound 125. It'll go up a bit when I use these fragmented mementos, but if I could just do one more world boss, I might do that. One run in normal. Traded 5 for bronze fruits and bag space. Yeah, that's true. See if I can make it through this one. Last time I died to the knockback, and the time before that I died, not to the knockback, but just to mechanics or damage. Don't put it on me. I don't want it. There it is. And there. Oh, a lot of people died. Third one. And a fourth one. Wow, they might actually need my help. I suppose it's technically possible. A fifth one. Uh-oh. Okay, I missed that one. Oh, they don't need my help. It is 8? Holy smokes. I don't know why I thought it was going to be over after like 3. Do you have the spell Scroll of Dispelling on your bars? I don't. Died to a dot first time through without having it. Yeah, I haven't been using any of my scrolls. But playing Classic. Kind of excited about Anniversary servers moving to TBC. Missed the first TBC Classic. Nice. Doesn't sound like fun. I want to see what my world boss achievement was looking like. World bosses of the Broken Isles. Those are in Taurus achievements. Broken Isles world bosses. Humongous. Okay, so I need Humongous. I have Flotsam. Oh, Flotsam's not a boss. He's just a rare dude, I guess. Is he? He sure looks like a boss. Sure looks like one. He's got the little skull and everything. Where is Humongous anyway? I don't remember where he spawns. Kind of sounds like an Asuna thing. I'm probably thinking of something else. Levantis. There's so many world bosses. Remix reminded me how much I hate this raid. Not sure why that achievement doesn't list all the bosses. Oh, so Flotsam is the boss, but he's not needed for this? Humongous. In Val'sharah. Okay, well that answers that question. How many Broken Shore world bosses do they want you to do? More. 4 of them there. Deathless Champion, Deathless Wanderer. Yeah. If you want to buy the DH toy from Nighthold, have to buy it on a DH. Don't see it from my hunter. Flotsam counts for Unleashed Monstrosities, but not for the Lemix achievement. Oh, weird. Do you think they're gonna do it? Look at all these faces. I mean, you have the Paladin that was doing, like, all of the damage still alive, so I think they could probably solo it. They must have a lot of IP. There was a way to see Legion Remix in Homebound, right? That was like a thing. And not just regular Legion, but like Legion Remix. Roll. Oh man, that rickshaw is really cool. What am I missing for BFA? 6 different totems of Paku in 1 minute. Huh. I got all the Dragonflight ones. I did all the War Within ones. That's nice. It's only 30-something at your own pace. Hit 100 verse yesterday. Got some friendly jabs for being slow. Doing it my way. Having fun. Congrats on 100. I don't think that's slow. Is that a fire hydrant? No. Galagio Lux Spinner. Oh, it's a slot machine. Wow. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Did not assist remotely. There we go. So we're done on Mythic. We could have added again on Heroic. Do we want to? Am I worried about it for Bronze? I don't know. Not wildly. What was I gonna do? Oh, I was thinking about making null. That's right. Let's go back to Dalaran. So nice a CAD card to teleport our corpses back to Azeroth. Next time I will main a DH Druid or play class. Death Roller's gonna be happy. Oh, with the slot machine housing decor. Alright, we're hoping for a lure. That's the only thing that we could really use here. Nothing. And then let's just catch our IP up with these. You do get a lot of power for that. That puts me 134. You know, we're up like 10 just for doing our daily tomb. I can see how you could get that cruising along. Not that I'm doing it, but you could. Okay. Alright. Let me pull the bronze that I've got from my other character. See what kind of shopping we have left to do. Scrap all this. Argus stuff I basically didn't play. It'll be practically a whole new expansion for me. Nice. Okay, I have all those. I have all this for now. This is going to be expensive next phase, but that's fine. I have all this for now. I'm pretty sure I check these things every day. And it's not like they're going to spawn new things, but I'm just reminding myself that I'm caught up on each vendor. This one, we've got these guys. These are known. Mace still isn't showing for me. I have a Legion Remix helper. Hopefully that's just the issue. Weird. I've heard of that issue. I feel like you're not the only person having that problem. I do have Legion Remix helper on. That's what I'm after. Did it? Oh, I can't. I need to check my mail. Like, why didn't it give it to me? Oh, that's why. I didn't pick up my mail. I always die in Maiden of Vigilance. Yeah. Don't have all of it yet, so if I do all the raids, get 9 verse, I think. Mounts, pets, and toys, leaving off sets until the end to see what I accumulate. Nice. Alright. 1 hammer of vigilance, please. Thank you. That's nice. I wanted that. That was probably the, like, special thing that I wanted most. More than the Xavius shoulders and more than the Taishalock or the scythes. That's something. 137. There we go. So not a whole lot of extra. Not a whole lot of extra bronze here. We need another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So another 300k bronze in this phase to catch up on like the raid sets. And then I think that's it for this phase anyway. That's not too bad. Yeah, I got that one. Okay. He wasn't Legion Remix helper. Aww. Do you have any alts in Remix that you can look at it on? Although, you know what? They would have to get the things. I wonder if the shard's sold behind. The bronze doesn't. The bronze you can, whatchamacallit, transfer. Alright. Slab soulbind, yeah. Shopping alts are alts that I use to buy things like pets. Or really anything that I want on a different server that has it up for cheaper. I use the Undermine Exchange website to check auction houses globally for something like a given battle pet. And then I would hop on an alt that is on that realm, because there's a few realms that tend to come up a lot for that. Pick up gold from your warbank, buy it, and then learn it. Alright. I'm going to make a plate light forged Draenei Time Runner. So I'm definitely a light forge. It's going to be a blacksmith. I guess my first question to myself is, am I making a female body type or a male body type? Or like a body 1 or a body 2? I don't know. Second question is, am I a warrior or a paladin? Because I am not a death knight. We're not doing that. That's weird. I'm just going to take off all my add-ons. Paladin obviously matches much better. I already have a Blood Elf Paladin. But I have everything. What do I care? Yeah, Paladin. Classman unlocked. That's a good point. I think between these two, I'm just going to mess with this body type for a second, but I think I'm going to end up with the other one. But maybe it's just this hairstyle that's throwing me off. Let me give him a hair color that I can see, and let me... Because I do like male Draenei a lot. I like his little ponytail. Yeah. They have nice hairstyles. Like female Draenei a lot. Male Draenei are fun. She's a blacksmith. We have to remember this. That's her kind of primary purpose. The faces are all kind of the same. I feel like that hair color is nice because it's dark enough to actually show some definition. They start kind of blowing out a little bit. They start getting a little over bright in the forehead region. I'm gonna mess with the hair more. Let's pick our horns. That's nice. Definitely decorated horns, because if you're gonna have those things, you gotta put caps on them. Blacksmith hair out of your face, then, yeah. I'm just gonna look at all of them. That's not me. That's not right. Nope. Nope. I like braids, but that's no good. Who would have side-swept bangs in 2025? Not me. Her bob. The bob's kind of cute. The fashionable. The little ponytail here. Little neck length there. That's kind of cute. The chin length thing. I like that. Fashionable. There's bald. Captain Free is one of my favorite NPCs. I just think she's cute. Yeah, I'm gonna level it in Remix because I think that'll be quite fast. Ooh, I like that. Big old ponytail. Serves for the light. Alright. Those ones have nice braids as well. But I like it when there's some hair in front of her ears. That one's nice but too narrow. That's actually very cute too. I actually really like them with really short hair. You don't see it around much, but we liked Vogue and we liked Fashionable. I feel like this one's, it's nice, but it's doing too much. I feel like it's not really fitting with what I'm envisioning her as a practical gal. And this just looks heavy. Okay, we got our horns, we got our horn decoration, we got our eyes, we got our skin and face, although we could make her just gold. Tendrils. Thick, thin. Yeah. Oh yeah, she can choose a different rune. Oh, you can take her rune off. Pure, devout, zealous, ardent. Yeah. Wish haircuts worked like this in real life. They have some slightly darker skin tones, but not really. That's about as dark as it gets. Is in there. They are light forged. It's kind of their whole thing. Actually, I kind of like the slightly less gray one. Although, well, do I? I don't know. I don't know if I do. Headdress. So you can give them a crown or a stone or nothing. If I take the rune off and I take the headdress off. The runestone's just hidden under her hair anyway. I feel like having the rune on your forehead is giving me, like, you know, it's just a bit... She looks like a nightlight. We're gonna skip that. These are nice. Jaw decoration. Yeah. Necklace? No, that's not it. And the tattoos are very cool. I think I like the ones she had on before. We like a long ornate tail. And then for jewelry color, that'll also impact her, whatever this is. Like Forge more like, ah, my eyes. We want something a little warmer. Kind of like that. That's 3. That's nice too. A little bit more muted. 10, 3. This is all very important. This is going to take half the time that leveling the character is going to take. Actually, no, making her name is going to take half the time leveling the character is going to take. Okay. Yeah, she looks nice. Absolute worst at naming. It does, but we understand. I'm on such a, I feel like I'm on a roll with my remix alt names, having Crawdad and Orca. We've got names going on here. We've got aquatic creature names. I could stick with that theme, but I also want something to imply, and I'm just talking out loud here. I'm just thinking, I want it to imply, so she's gonna make armor. She's gonna make armor. I'm not so worried about it matching the paladin. She's a blacksmith. Let me look at some things. Let me Google some things. I've got an idea. It's a dumb idea. They wouldn't let me be Dungeness, would they? They would let me be Dungeness. That's funny. I was thinking of a crab name, because if I think of like armored underwater sea creatures, crabs come to mind. People aren't going to think crab when they see Dungeness. I could also make her snow crab. I can't just make her snow. That's unreasonable. I bet you I could be snow crab. Snow crab's also kind of cool. What else? Imagine if she could just be king. That would be so funny. I like Snow Crab. It's going to be easier for me to spell on a regular basis than Dungeness if I'm using her for crafting and stuff. Alright. She's not a shopping alt. She's a remix alt. There she goes. And then she's going to be a ret paladin. But her main thing is just going to be like blacksmithing and mining. Eventually, when she's on retail. For this, she can be just, we can level her and then we can get her through a TOV. I think I'm going to take a short break before I mess with that, though. I will be right back. I thought of a problem with my new alt Snow Crab. I have been sticking all of these characters on random different RP servers. Well, not totally random. I've been trying to pick ones that have like cute matching names. But so that I can easily like check different shards for rares for stuff, which is not a bad idea. However, if Snow Crab's primary directive is crafting, it might bite me in the butt that she's not in the same server as that she's not on Lightbringer. If I'm just crafting and blacksmithing with the intent to make housing and transmog, not such a big deal. She can join your guild. Oh yeah. I thought about a Cross Realm guild, but then I was like, I would need an alt guild for all these alts. And then I would need... But then it wouldn't be the same guild as my main guild. But you're right, she probably could just join my main guild. Okay, Chris is a virgin. I was debating whether I should delete her and recreate her on Lightbringer, but you're right. Yeah, I can just have them join my actual guild. I don't see any reason why not. All guilds are cross faction, right? It's not something the guild has to opt into. Or not cross faction, cross realm. All right. Fighting with style. Wartorn. So, Snow Crab is leveling, and my plan for this is, let's see. I'm going to give her a single button assistant here. And I'm going to give her some auto loot, and I'm going to give her some action bars. My plan is to do dungeons and raids to the best of my ability here. And there's a mount button. We can have a few things on the bar, you know, defensively or whatever. Here, pick this up. Skip the chapter, get an artifact weapon. Cross-faction region by default, at least. Guild work orders. Yeah, okay. So this should be fine. Planning on crafting for folks outside the guild? No. I am barely planning on crafting for myself. Here we go. I mainly want it just for stuff like making furniture and making transmog. I'm debating how much I want to actually like put on my bars. Am I red? Yes, good. Abilities. Shell of the Righteous, Divine Protection. That's kind of a... Sure, yeah, alright. Talents, I'm just going to stick them in the starter build because we're going to get talent points so fast it's going to be really annoying. So, gather. Yeah. Okay, so I need to get into my class hall probably. Not region, cross region would be a pipe tube. Yeah. Easy way to see which character is leveled profession. You can see which characters have which professions on your login screen. By like mousing over them, it'll show what their professions are. It does not, as far as I can tell, show what level they're. You'd have to log into them for that, I think. How far level? Unless you were like armory to them, but at that point you may as well log in. Not such a big deal. Okay. My game sounds like super low. It's probably been low all day. Just wasn't thinking about it earlier. I'm not really planning on doing much of her class order hall campaign, but we can at least get through the intro stuff. Guild UI has an okay profession list? Maybe Armory API has a way? Oh. Did I go into the Horde area? I might have gone in the Horde area. Oopsies. Gotcha. Let's take Aerial Halt off the bars. That's bait. That's a trap. So we can select ret. I feel like I can just go here. Yeah. Skip this guy right tutorial. Give me this portal. Thought I had classic blacksmithing level to max. Checked all my alts with blacksmithing. Must have deleted that. Oh, that's a bummer. I wonder if I can give Snow Crab... she can be an artisan. I wanted to give her a title that indicated her destiny as a blacksmith. Alright, she's wearing her Ashbringer. That's right. This is my second Lemix alt, if we're considering the first one to be my Lemix main. My third character overall in Legion Remix. We'll get into these. Sure, yep. And she can do a regular dungeon. She can queue for a regular dungeon. It occurred to me I could, like, set up tanking or healing and then just not do it. Roll that. General training. There we go. Weapons of Legend. That turns in elsewhere. That's just the heroic world tier thing, and then this is just for a bunch of bronze. This is equipment, consumables. There we go. Just to pop those there. I think I can delete the Time Runner's swords and stuff. You can always buy them back, I'm pretty sure. I don't know that it's going to super matter, but I'm going to pick up the thing that lets me track bronze as well. I wish Blizzard would make some kind of toy to make Arcus visible in retail for like an hour from Azeroth zones. Oh yeah, any Ashbringer appearances? Maybe? I don't know. Remembered site. Nice. How would I see? I would check for, what is it, two-handed swords. Paladin. There would be a pack of them somewhere, right? Yeah. So I have... And I couldn't tell you for a moment what they're from. Stuff I did in Legion, safe to say. That's kind of neat. Those are originals, I think. I like that. These are really cool skybucks. Scrap this Bear Time Runner starter weapons? Maybe? I don't know. I can't imagine it would be for a terrible amount of bronze either way. They might not let you scrap those ones. They might make you... I feel like I stuck them in my bank on a different character. Alright, I need to get to level... Oh, I am level 10. Okay. Do they let you do... What do they let me do right away, I guess is a good question. Because I feel like they changed some of these things. Do they let you into raids starting at level 10 now? Because I don't really want to go do that. The other ones are good if you ever switch specs before you get the next artifact weapon. We're in a dungeon queue, and that's all fine and good. Raids are 20. Okay. 20 or 25. I guess I'm just figuring out what I want to do between now and then to get Snow Crab from 10 up a little bit. There's a lot of quests. Do we want any of them? Oh, maybe I can do World Quest from level 10. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. Let's go talk to Khadgar. I think I'm also going to turn Rare Scanner off for her. We don't need that. Heroic Dungeons, Heroic World Tier also 25. You should make a Mog. I would like to make her a Mog, but I think I want to wait until... She's going to replace her gear so fast while leveling. I think I'm going to leave it for now. Although it's not a bad idea if I'm just waiting for my dungeon queue to pop. Go to the Ocean Cove and kill giants? Oh, okay. Neat. Realistically speaking, if I start next week, play 2 to 3 hours a day, will I manage to buy everything? Yeah, no problem. You're all set. I could Mog my weapon, that's true. Uniting the Isles. What two-hander do I want to use here? Expedition. Yak. Best way to get a queue to pop, get halfway through a Mog, forget to save, right? Alright, two-handed swords. I must have fun things. I never get to Mog two-handed swords. We've also got axes and maces. I feel like a lot of the cool stuff is in maces. You know, Spelunking Torch. Last leg. I've always liked these Shipwrecker Mauls. There's the ore as well, and that's a classic. Charlemagne yet? I don't know what that is. Sounds like a cat. Ooh, classic. Hammer of the Naru. I had a little statue of Varian Sword. Don't think I do. If I got it, I never heard about it. I had a little statue of like a Draenei Paladin, with like in classic gear, and he had this mace. So when I look at this, it just makes me think of the little plastic thing. Yeah, sure. We'll pop that on. Yeah, I like that. That's nice. Love that. Doing the Broken Shore quest and achievements. Oh! Oh! Ding! Alright. I don't have that, and I probably want to. I forgot that they were going to do more zone metas with the new zones. I got all the ones in the first patch, and I was like, I'm good. And I completely forgot there was probably new ones under exploration. Okay, yeah. No, I didn't do it. Fallen King's Corrupted Blades, and then there's going to be one for Argus, too. 3 of the following achievements. Oh, if I just get Armies of Legionfall, I'm fine. I just need the rep. That's easy. I don't want to do the quests. I don't want to do the quests. Let's do class colors. Yeah, so if I keep getting Armies of Legionfall rep, because I get them every now and then from just, I don't know, something. I get rep tokens in my bags. I don't know from what. Do I have Divine Steed yet? I do. That's nice. World quests and assignments. Yeah. Infinite research, eh? Nordersill, thank you for the 16-month resub. Appreciate it. Yeah. Infinite research gives rep tokens. Okay, so if I just keep doing those on Crawdad. Although I had stopped doing them on Crawdad, but if I keep doing them on Crawdad, he'll get the rep, he'll be done. And then he can just be finished with that without having to do the campaign. We'd like that. I'm coming. This is the finest way to level, which is when you're just auto-running behind people. Oh, there's RP that's gonna let me catch up. Curious at how much one random normal dungeon gets me starting at level 10 with my 224% XP gain. Isn't terrible unless you really... I really don't want to do quests. I really promise. From the depths of my soul, I do not want a quest in Remix anymore. Hard to keep up at low levels, no speed from your weapon yet. Yeah. Come on, Divine Steed. Oh, it's like a Talbot thing. Oh, it doesn't go very long, does it? I feel like you get talents to improve that later. I'm just gonna auto run. You do, yeah. Artisan Snow Crab. It'd be too easy to just have Blacksmith Snow Crab. What else kind of implies that, though? I guess Artisan is pretty good. Junk Maestro. I don't even know where half these things are from. She could be a Machine Whisperer. That's more of an engineering thing. Is there a Forge Master? That would be cool. I'm gonna give her mining and blacksmithing. I'm coming. She could be a peacekeeper. That's always fun for a Lightforged Draenei. Will you be checking out Midnight Beta? Maybe. I mean, we've had Alpha this whole time, and we played that for like 3 days, and then we started doing Legion Remix, so I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't usually stream an awful lot of Alpha and Beta for content. I don't know why. Something about it just doesn't click with me. I think because it's not for keepsies. I'm too hung up on collecting things I'm gonna get to keep. Hope all is well. No other big spiders have invaded your home. Thank you. Oh, so far so good. She wanted a blacksmith for whatever reason. Hammer Slame, which was the first name. That's an excellent paladin name. Yeah, we're 5 days away from Midnight Beta, which will be exciting. Wow, achievements. Nice. So I got her 3 levels from that dungeon run. Plus, I'm sure she has some gear she can equip. More or less. Not that it really matters. Got the Farak Mythic Mount last night. So exciting. Being I made a druid can make my flight form. Nice. Alright. Leave instance. A lot nicer to keep up with compared to Eye of Ashara. Yeah, it's true. I'm not getting fried as I'm running. Here's some Artifactium sand. Catch my talents up, please. Actually, I can just click on them myself, I suppose. Seen the purple version of the Farak Mythic Mount coming in midnight? I haven't. I had a DH run through Eye of Ashara so fast I lost out on loot. Oh no. I didn't know that could happen. That sucks. Just like a distance thing? As a priest main, I love the time runner speed buff you always get. Yeah. It's nice to finally be able to motor. Now I can turn in a few of these. I got to 17 doing that. So that was 4 levels just from turning in a couple of infinite research. That's not bad. Why didn't they do a Draenor remix? I bet you they'll get around to it eventually. I think it'll be a thing. So if I want... kind of tempted to queue as a healer and then just see if I can get away with it. Think they'll do Shadowlands next? I think BFA is higher up on the list if I had to guess, which of course that's all I can do. Draenor was one of the least popular, will be interesting. I think they're not going to get a whole lot of brownie points from the community for announcing Draenor remix, but I also don't expect us to get another remix until the end of the next expansion. You know, Mop remix was at the end of Dragonflight. This one's at the end of War Within. I'm not expecting anything till the end of Midnight. I play on North America. I play on Lightbringer NA. I'm gonna see if I can get away with not healing at all. I guess I could spec healer and then just be bad at it. That's an option. Because it's not like I'm helping anyway. There's no reason for me to be rep. I'm going to pull up Wowhead and see if I can read this thing you're talking about, Haley. I can see a Wrath one. Yeah. Alright, Blue Post. Hello, everyone. We want to take a moment to discuss some of our philosophies. Oslo, thank you for the 9-month resub. Thank you. We're in the shop, Hearthsteel, and our plans around housing item acquisition. It's a new virtual currency, purchased with real money used to buy housing items. Wow. Delicious. The vast majority of housing items are, and will continue to be, earnable in-game. We pinky swear. Small fraction available for purchase from the shop. Comparing this number against collectibles such as mounts, more than 1,000 mounts available in-game, only a few dozen from the shop. I think important to note in that comparison, when you're looking at shop mounts versus in-game mounts, in-game tends to get, not exclusively, but a lot of recolors of things that you've seen 30,000 times, and then shop tends to get things that are very unique and kind of higher resolution, but whatever. Alright, housing items tied to core fantasies of a player's race or class won't be sold in the shop. Thematically important decor items that players know and love will also not appear in the shop. All housing items in the shop will be available for individual purchase. Sometimes offer sales and bundles. Shouldn't feel like you have to spend money now or risk missing something you want. This is a lot of words that do not make me feel better. Costs in the shop are clearly defined. The ratios of Hearthsteel to real money are fixed. Easily understood. So why are you using Hearthsteel then? Give me one good reason. Why, if it's such an easy to understand ratio, you need to do it. Designed to align with our offer player amounts of player-friendly way. Buying Hearthstone and the amounts you want to... That's disgusting. Shop UI, straightforward, easy to understand. Should integrate cleanly into the existing BNet economy. Purchase in-game web launcher. Compatible with the normal flow of WoW tokens for housing. No plans to use it for anything else. Why a virtual currency? Oh, cool. They answered my question. Why bother? No, that's stupid. Their excuse is dumb. I don't know what it's gonna happen with it with EU and regulations. Yeah, they're like, it's important. Smaller items are... So their excuse for why you need to buy a fake money to distance yourself from the real money that you spent on it. Their excuse is that things in the shop might be small and cheap. And you might want to get multiples of them to complete a set. Like if you want a little chair and you want 4 of them, you're going to have to buy 4 of them. Wow. As an example, you may want a full set of chairs. Using the in-game currency can help make the process of obtaining these inexpensive items more efficient. How? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Why would they bother to just lie? Housing. Yeah, like the only excuse I could possibly see, and maybe they're gonna get there, but I doubt it because this article is almost over, is if they were, like with Trader's Tender, going to make some amount of Hearthstone available for free in-game. Some premium currencies do that. They give you some freebies and then they let you buy the rest of them. That is the only excuse I would have accepted, and even that is a little bit gross. They want to pay transaction fees for $1 transactions. Yeah, that's a them problem. And also, it's gross enough that they're going to make you buy the thing. Like if you want a shop chair and you want 4 of them, that you're going to have to pay 4 times the price of getting 1 shop chair? Are you kidding? I mean, I wasn't buying them anyway, but like... And the really gross part is they're going to get away with it. You know? It's, you know... They're going to do it. And people will pay it. Oh, God. Housing catalog allows players to view all potential housing items. Lets you not only preview it in the UI, place a temporary version in your home as well. Okay. Can we filter out the shop stuff? Or are they going to insist on advertising it every time you're browsing the potential stuff? Woof. Something costs 80 platinum, you can only buy platinum in units of 100. It's funny, they tried to say it in a way that made it sound like they don't, like they are aware of that problem and Hearthstone will somehow circumvent that. Like they don't want you to, I don't know.
Stop casting.
That was, I just lost brain cells reading that. The audacity.
Phase 2. Stop casting.
Yeah. Why are we mad, Hadnad? I'll link you the article. WoW is doing a premium currency for housing items specifically, which is gross, but I kind of expect I'm not surprised, basically. The thing that really made me want to throw up in my mouth is the article they put out attempting to justify it as being for us. You know, it's because we want to make this just comfier for you guys. That and the fact that they're sticking to their guns on making you purchase items in quantity. So not only will they have, like, shop furniture, which was expected, but that if you want to have more than one of them placed, you will need to buy it multiple times. Oh boy. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's standard for the game industry right now to monetize like this, and I think they should all be ashamed of themselves. Happy You is coming with the Digital Fairness Act. Can I share it with you? I'm aware of the basics of it. I think it's a good idea. I think consumer protections are good for people. You can't link anything in chat though. I don't think they're avoiding any tax, but it's a well-known phenomenon that the farther you can distance someone shopping in microtransactions from the actual, like, pain point of paying, like the actual point where, like, the point of sale, the more you can obfuscate that. Like, if you bought, like, a bunch of currency on Wednesday and then they come out with new chairs on, you know, Saturday, you've kind of forgotten how much it sucked to buy the currency by then, so it starts to feel free and you just get used to using it. This has been a tactic in games for forever. Usually, like, in, you know, skeevy freemium games that aren't also charging a sub fee and expansion fees. What did you play before WoW came out? Neopets? What else did I play?
4, 3,
Outside with, like, sticks and rocks and stuff?
find shelter.
I used to harvest bark off of trees and soak it in water so I could try to make papyrus to write things on, and then I discovered I had nothing to say. No, I didn't play Warcraft 3. ESO housing sounds similar. One chair, need to make or buy more. Fancy furniture with real money. None of it spoke to me, only ever obtained in-game stuff. Yeah, and that's what I'm gonna do with player housing.
4, 3, 2, 1.
They don't even have the good courtesy to be, like, a little ashamed of what they're doing. I'm old. Played X-Men Legends 2, I think. Continue to ignore all shop items, as I have always done. Respect them more if they just said, give us your money. Yeah. The fact that they're trying to spin this as a good thing for us is the part that is disgusting. Just do your schemy, terrible things, and then let people rage post about it, and then do them anyway. Don't try and tell me you're doing it because you care. When did WoW come out? 04? Something like that? Anyway. I didn't start playing until 09. Good afternoon. Need to finally finish this thing I'm working on at work. Good luck. They could really get me with some novelty stuff. Makes me want to be more of a gold maker. I don't want any cash shop housing stuff out of principle. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a magic portal to Valhalla. Which, you know, sounds like a warrior thing. I don't want that garbage in my house. Might buy a shop decor item here or there. Definitely not buying duplicates or all of them like I do with mounts. Yeah, people will. Like, Blizzard doesn't care that I'm not going to buy it. Blizzard doesn't care how grossed out I am by it. Because people will do it. They'll make their money. alts you have in Remix? Shouldn't you already have more than enough bronze? No, I need more bronze. I'm 300k bronze short of getting everything I need in this phase, and then I'll need a bunch more bronze next phase as well. 2009. I would have been 16-ish.
4, 3, 2, 1.
17-ish, somewhere in there. Oh, I'm healing technically. Halo 2 came out when WoW came out.
Find shield.
Played and spent money on a lot more scummy games than WoW. Stuff that was barely worth being called a game. I think I'm just getting more cynical and jaded about the state of, like, digital entertainment and digital media and the internet in general. So stuff like this grosses me out more than it used to. I don't know what my point is, you know. I don't know what I want, but it ain't this. All right. That puts me at level still 17. Oh, hang on. Dungeon's not over. I always forget dungeon's not over. No, they'll do whatever they can get away with. Maybe I'm just disappointed that they can get away with it now. Which I suppose I'm just as complicit as anybody else, because I never really minded, like, the mount shop when they were just doing a couple of mounts a year. You know, it was like, you buy it or you don't buy it, doesn't really matter. It didn't really ruin the game for me. Seen some speculation that the Bruto they bring back to the shop could be a recolor or something. No, I think they'll bring back the Traders one. It would be funny if they recolored it. They may as well. They would get more money that way. That's all they want. It's just the point where you stop feeling like a community member and you just start feeling like a cow hooked up to a milking machine. Are you metagaming Remix up to $9.99 IP? Nope. Absolutely not. I'm not going to get every last, like, feat of strength and achievement and a little bit out of Remix. I'm just going to get the stuff off the vendors and maybe the Deathless sets. What, about 13 years younger than me? I'm 33. So if you are 46, then yes. Hi, Hazel. How's it going? Hi, Angela. It's going all right. Need it for food because they lowered my food stamps. Yeah. I guess it also feels tone deaf in the light of the general economy and things like grocery prices and different things going on in different countries in the world. Like, there's always been turmoil and struggle in the world, and there's always been poverty in the world. But there's a lot of it now. If they recolored it, people would buy it and be big mad, feel like you can't do both. People bought it and were big mad when they did the last Brutosaur. I think that the people that would be big mad just wouldn't buy it because they wouldn't need the recolor. Are y'all settled in now? I suppose so. I'm kind of getting to grips with more of the eccentricities of living in a place like this. We're having some torrential rain, which I think is normal for this time of year. So I'm trying to figure out and get set up with the basement flooding in a way that's gonna not cause more damage than necessary. I've been babysitting my sump pump and trying to get it mounted in a way where it doesn't smash itself to pieces. And I think I need to get a generator just so I can run it if the power goes out. Because you should see the water coming in. It's remarkable. But like, my stuff's unpacked, you know? I know how to get to the grocery store. I'm gonna be on late tomorrow. I'm gonna be starting stream late tomorrow because I've got a professional coming to look at the sump pit and try and help us sort something out. Hook Moose up to a treadmill powers the pump, right? Okay, so I'm at 17. Pick up another one of these. I don't know. I think I should do any quest. Any quest. I should also get out of Holy. I just need to get to level 20, I think. I do not live in Portland. I moved away from the US 4 years ago. Nearly 4 or 5 years ago. And then I moved again just this past summer. I never played Fable. Moved out of Portland to Beaverton. Best move ever. Nice. I used to really like World of Wet Pets in Beaverton. I would go out there when I lived there. I would go out there to browse fish and buy my aquarium supplies and just hang out, really. Love that story. Live in a high-rise apartment. Don't get that problem, thank God. It is kind of cool poking around in the crawl space while you're, you know, managing the Noah's flood. I was looking more at the support beams and the joists under my house, and some of them are like regular joists, and some of them are just big trees, dude. They're like, some of the beams that are structurally holding this house up are just logs, like big ones. It's really cool. They must be very old. Like, that tree must have been born a long time ago to have gotten that big by the time they built this house a long time ago. Like, it's just kind of cool history, you know? Feels like an ancient church or something. But I lived in Victoria for 3 years, and now I live in a undisclosed rural location on Vancouver Island. Vaguely in the woods. There we go. But I love this place. I would buy it again if I could go back. Even knowing everything I know now, I would still do it. When I get it all set up just the way I want it. Oh boy. I like it here. Warbringer Mox. Oh, up on top of the hill. Kill the giants. I don't want to kill the giants. Old wood more durable than the stuff they accelerate for lumber these days. Yeah, I don't think you could get a house built like this anymore, even if you wanted to. Like, I think that there's some of the materials just aren't available, and some of them aren't legal to harvest anymore in the same way. I don't know. It's cool living on like a little piece of history. It's not like glamorous history or anything. It's not like anybody royal lived here, but it's still neat. Warbringer. Oh, he pats up and down the road. That's right. That's what he does. Basement actively flooding? Yeah, kinda. Groundwater coming up through the sump pit. So it's not like the foundation cracked or anything. It's just that with the rain, the water table's up high enough that there's a pretty good flow of water coming into the sump pit. So we're trying to really reinforce all related art infrastructure there, because it's been kind of jerry-rigged together in a way that sucks and tends to jam itself, and you don't have a lot of time before the water level rises, assuming the sump pump stops working. I do miss my house, to be honest, but I feel very safe living here. Is he coming? There he is. Just wanted to do another quest to get another infinite research done. Those seem to be such good, they seem to be really good experience. It's cool that, like, I have problems here, but I have a lot of freedom in how I want to address the problem. It's really up to me what I want to do about it. And that's very overwhelming, but it's also very cool. High Mountain, Dreamweavers, and Armies of Legion. Let's go back for a second. Hello, Melodel. How you doing today? Happy Thursday. Back in Legion, I used an add-on to AFK complete world quests automatically. Navigating all that stuff, kind of the fun, empowering part of ownership. I feel like I will feel way better about it in like 3 years when I've kind of dealt with everything once, you know? I've kind of gone through a round of annual maintenance. Most of the things that were going to break right away have done so, and I've figured out what I want to do about it. That's kind of the dream. For some reason that one doesn't always like to pick up. Yeah, sure. Am I level 20? What level am I? I am level 20. Wow. Okay. They'll let me do LFR for Emerald Nightmare now. I think that means they'll also let me do normal. Are Sentinex assaults up in Lemix now? Sentinex. I guess I'm not sure. I think so. I think those are just the regular invasion points. But not like up this second, at least on my my region. Draven the Curse, thank you for the 24-month resub. Happy 2 years. Appreciate it. What level can I do normal Emerald Nightmare? Running raids while leveling. Starting at level 20, you can do normal and LFR. Okay. So let's get into normal. Or we'll try to get into normal anyway. Oh, nice. Because I'm certainly not helping much, but that's alright. LFR Rift Realm, great XP. Nice. Just remembered artifact knowledge. Not sorry for AFK exploiting world quests at all. I'm coming. This should be good XP. And not awful bronze either. Okay, so Trial of Valor. No, I guess you could do the other raids as well if you wanted to. Nighthold and stuff. Starting at level 20, but you can do normal and LFR, and then for heroic and mythic you need to be level 80. Gotcha. They have a Fable game coming out this year, looks like. Neat. No, I never played any of the Fables. Something about chickens. That's most of what I heard about them. Alright, nearly there. The original was one of the coolest games I ever played. Your choices made a difference. It sounds pretty neat. The most my choices ever made a difference in a game that I played was in like Telltale games back in the day. Like the Walking Dead Telltale game and stuff. Although some of your choices mattered, and then some of them just seemed like they did. Did you ever dabble in D&D? Feel like you'd love making characters. I played a bit of Pathfinder as a teenager with my friends, but I came in quite late, so they all understood everything, and I was trying to learn the rules on the fly. So I didn't have an amazing experience. It's tough to come in from behind. It also felt like a lot of sitting around debating things, which meant that by the time it came around for me to do something, I had like lost track of what my options even were and what was going on in general. It's a cool concept though. Hard. Feel so lost. My ADHD makes it harder. I think I would have really liked it if I had learned it like along with other people at the same time when I was young and felt like I knew what was going on. What's your verse at? 3? This is a leveling. I'm level 21. I started a paladin. My hunter is at 130 something, I think. Something that always confused me, I guess, or I would get like mentally hung up on about D&D is I like choosing from a list of available actions to me. So when it feels like any action could be available to me, I don't understand where the limitations are. Other people seem to understand, you know, the different things that you could do if you like approached a door or whatever. And I would be like I also ran into that problem when I was trying to play the actual video game, which did have available options that you could kind of sort of list out, but like there were so many different ways to solve a problem, and I could never feel like I could get a grip on all of them to figure out what on earth was a good idea for me to do. And that just like I would just get hung up on that. I didn't like infinite possibility at that age. I also had a hard time with improv in band. I didn't like trying to improv solos in jazz band because I just wanted sheet music to tell me what to do. Like, what do you mean infinite options? They're like, there's not infinite options. Here's the blues scale. And I'm like, yeah, thanks, helpful. These parameters are too vague. I can't operate. Hi, Mr. Sonny Jen. How you doing? Best thing to do when you don't know what you're doing in D&D is be a Chaos Goblin. Got Baldur's Gate 3 as an exercise in getting over the D&D magic system, and so far, not as bad as I remember. I got like 6 hours or so into Baldur's Gate, and I did it on normal difficulty because I thought, I'm an adult, I'm a nerd, I can figure this out, and I got like hard stuck. I was just dying. I need to just admit defeat and turn it down to easy. Like the smooth brain I am. Will this action be hilarious? Well, there's also a social component too, though, where you don't want to piss off your friends too much. Or, like, if someone else is working towards a plan, you don't want to get in the way. Or, like, I don't know, just disrupt something out of no reason because you don't know what's going on. Made a fighter character in Baldur's Gate 3. Was told it was good for beginners. Depends on your friend group. Yeah. Chaos Gremlins free for all. What other games are you playing right now? I have a Stardew Valley playthrough that's ongoing, although I'm pretty sure I'm just about to lose interest in it. Just about gotten to the point where I usually tap out of my Stardew Valley replays. Is that it? That might be it. Not a lot of video games right now. More... I've been watching movies, but I don't have anything interesting to say about them because I don't always like them very much. And there's nothing worse than just dunking on someone's favorite movie because it just wasn't your jam. Playing D&D with the same friends I've had since I was 13, so many decades. Having a good DM helps the whole experience. Tried a wizard even on the easiest character and died with the first combat multiple times. See the Animal Crossing update coming? Made my whole month seeing it. Was not expecting an update again. I did. I was kind of skimming through the list of what was gonna happen with it. Multi-crafting, very exciting. Maybe some new items might be kind of neat. I guess I have to decide if I'm gonna get back into Animal Crossing for the update. Do I do so ahead of the update? Do I wait for the update? Do I want to start my island again? And be like, it's for the last time, I swear. You know, like, what do I want to do here? Superman was pretty good. I tried watching American Psycho last night because I'd seen it around different streaming platforms and I'd never seen it. And I felt like it was finally time. And I know it's based off of like a pretty famous book, and it's a commentary on et cetera, et cetera. It's like a whole thing. And people really love Christian Bale's performance in it. It wasn't for me, I guess. I really struggled to stay invested in what was going on, like throughout the body of the movie. I didn't feel like there was any tension. It didn't matter what he did because he just seemed to do things randomly. And then the ending happened and it was kind of ambiguous and I was like, well, what do I think happened? And then I was like, I think I don't care. I think it doesn't matter. What a waste of time. I don't know. Maybe I was just in a bad mood because of like the basement thing. But I know people love that movie. And I don't think it's a bad movie. I just think I hated it. Something about it just skipped right over my brain. What movie? American Psycho. Christian Bale, 2000. People who want to sell stocks like that movie. I read something about how some people unironically idolize the character of Patrick Bateman and kind of miss the point, and that's something. Sounds exactly like my take on the book The Great Gatsby. It might just be a case of if it's satirizing yuppie culture, and like Wall Street and the general like ethos and how people treated each other and how people got away with things in that time. Maybe it's just not connecting with me because I've never met anyone like that. I've only ever seen it on TV and it always just seemed goofy. Like it's never, I've never been exposed to that kind of thing. Do you like Huey Lewis in the news? I have to go return a videotape. And like I thought it was going to be more of like a crime thriller in that like his crimes would make more sense, but he seemed to just kill random people for random reasons with random methods, just because he felt like he needed to, which felt like very kind of hacked murderer writing to me. Maybe that's just too much Criminal Minds. Yeah, live in a different world now. Same style as Mad Men. I never saw that. Friends. It was during a time that my friends tell me this is the greatest movie a month after they said the last movie was the greatest, and I just stopped watching those movies. Elder babies don't age well. Nowadays, you could use a cell phone for everything. If anything, to me, that would make the newer movies harder to function because you're like, why is this character not just using their cell phone for everything? Back when it wasn't an option, it makes more sense. Sometimes I kind of wish it wasn't an option now. I know some people will switch to dumb phones, and I've thought about it, but I feel like every now and then there's some garbage, like I'm troubleshooting my router, and they're like, you have to install the app, and if I didn't have a device on which to do that, it would really put a stink in my cereal. Navigation with smartphones is huge, yeah. Yeah, that's true. I do rely on Google Maps. Doesn't have a web address at the gateway. Let me put it this way. I know nothing about networking, and when I was setting up my new router when I moved here, they insisted that you do it via the app. It's possible that it was possible to circumvent that with some network genius voodoo. All of that is magic to me. Beyond lost. So I got the dumb app. I downloaded like 4 of them before I got the right one. It's working now. Everything needs a freaking app. Drives me nuts. I'm just becoming old woman yells at trees. That's all I got right now. I need a new groove. Being cranky about progress it's not what I want for myself. It's not progress, though. Thank you. I didn't feel like it was either. I felt like it was for a while, and then we've just started backsliding it as something vaguely sinister and kind of icky. I was just thinking about, like, 10 years ago, 2015, I was all excited about technological progress and the internet and everything it meant for me and what I could do. And it feels like all of it's just getting tinted with, I don't know, depression and rage now. Like there's And it's not like it wasn't commercialized and predatory back then. It was. But there was more real human spirit involved in it, and I feel like that's all been sucked out, sold off, and it's just milking you for the last dregs of nostalgia you have for a time that it didn't hate you. How's the game? Looking for a reason to come back? Have not played since last X back. Game seems fine. Lots to do. Working well enough. 25. Hate smartphones, apps, all the AI. Things getting to an uncomfortable level. I want to go back to a flip phone. Yeah, I don't know if I like that term, but I agree with it a lot. Didn't have much more to say than I get that. It's the Wild West back then. I guess I'm sure there's still cool stuff online that's genuinely like interesting or exciting or inspiring. You know, the internet still has the ability to connect us to each other. It's just wading through all of the layers of garbage that it's become to get there. And like weeding out the things that are pretending to do that but are actually just, and it's not, I don't know, it's not like you can't make money. I make money. I have ads running on all of my stuff. Drives people nuts. It's how I pay my mortgage and groceries and apparently plumbers. So like I'm not too good for it or anything. I don't want to seem like that. The last thing you want to be on the online is too good for anything or holier than thou about anything, because it just sets you up in prime position to get ripped down as a hypocrite the moment that anything doesn't go quite right. You're better off just being kind of vaguely mediocre to begin with. Remember when all the girls on Facebook were Darth Vader? Facebook. Or Darth Vader. I don't remember that. Parents told me in high school I spent too much time on my phone, but my mom spends more time on hers than I ever could on mine without getting annoyed. Yeah. I'm lucky that my mom's not like that. They're connected, but they're not very online, which I think is healthy for anybody. Feels like things are unbalanced right now. Before it felt more straightforward, maybe. Yeah. It also felt like before there was kind of, and I'm sorry if the things I'm talking about are kind of vague and I'm not able to make it super clear in my way I'm communicating this, but like before 10 years ago online, it felt like the internet using community and the spaces that I engaged in had kind of a barometer for when something stunk, for when something felt cheap, predatory, you know, like it was taking advantage of you, which is, I guess, another way of saying predatory. And those things would be kind of, you know, downplayed, shut out, shut down, ostracized, not engaged with. People would, like, open a YouTube video that was, you know, yelling about 7 iPhone giveaways and how they needed money to fix their dog's grandpa. And they would go, gross, and then they would type that, and they would thumb it down, and then they would close it. And now it feels like people's tolerance for garbage has gone up a lot, to the point that it feels like all of these things that used to get kind of, like, people would have a little bit too much shame to do things that were very, like, lowest common denominator online. Like, you kind of felt like you had to have something to actually say, you know. And maybe this is just my own neuroses, but, like, you kind of felt like if something had no value, it was kind of embarrassed to be there. And I feel like we've slid so far in the opposite direction. Like, the frog has been boiled. The amount of garbage that people are willing to swallow has gone up so much that no one has any shame about it anymore. Blizzard can put out an article telling us that it's a good thing that they're selling a virtual currency to distance you from your money and make you buy 4 chairs one at a time. They can do that, and, you know, people aren't gonna like it, but they can get away with it now because people will tolerate it. It's just that's the point we're at now, and that's the part that's really gross to me. And because of that, not only it's not that you have to tolerate those things personally, but the wider landscape of stuff has really gone downhill in quality. At least it feels like to me, because people can get away with that. So why wouldn't they? Like, if somebody can make money, disgusting amounts of money, grifting effectively, why would they not do that? So it's not that there's nothing good left online, but it's that you have to wade through way more garbage that people are actively asking for. And it just bums me out. Hypocrite sounds like a pretty metal all BM Hunter group. Parents get regularly bamboozled by AI videos on Facebook, and I'm tired of explaining it to them. Very wary of saying people anymore. Dead internet theory, very real. Yeah, there are real people, though, that are... Like, I'm not saying it's all real people. But they're out there. How many levels from that raid? I'm level 31 now. I went into it at, I think, 20. And I have... one more... Let's see if we can make it 2 more. Can I do this quest, or will I die? Might die. We're all AI bots talking to each other. Isn't it nuts that there's probably somewhere online where AI content creation is making AI content for AI bots to comment and engage with, and based on the comments and engagement and also the existing AI content, that AI content is being further refined, which is like, they're talking to each other, they don't even need us. You're so real, solve this caption. Yeah, I don't think I can fight this boss. Did you do all the campaign stuff to get the warp speed leveling? I did all the campaign stuff, although I actually didn't finish Suramar because my Suramar was broken. I had a graphics issue gating me there. I should leave and not fight this. This isn't worth it. But I did the rest of the zone campaigns, at least the first time. I'm kind of hoping that the longer I fight this, that somebody might like come along and hit it. But the problem is that I'm not in Heroic World Cheer, which is, I mean, good. Heroic World Cheer Shalosman would have wrecked me, but there's not a lot of like max level people outside of it anymore. Yeah, I don't know what my solution is to this kind of feeling of internet malaise. It has something to do with real people and engaging with content from real people. But part of the problem is that, like, I'm a real person, but if all of my experience is being informed by my engagement online with what may or may not be real people, even actual human beings can start like, I don't know. Something's lost there. And I am, you know, in a new place. I don't know anybody. It's going to take a while before I actually start to feel engaged in the community, if ever. So you end up going online for a lot of your social needs, and then you end up kind of gargling the fire hose. I'm going to die. Let's bubble and leave. Let's be gone. And I think a lot of us, I think not everybody, there are people that still engage in regular social interactions and community with regular actual people on the regular. Say regular a few more times. But I think a lot of us increasingly isolated, increasingly filling that gap with the internet, which is a really hard thing to verify whether, like, where this stuff is coming from and who's behind it and what their agenda is. Oh man, maybe this one won't kill me. I joined a knitting club, and even there they all talk about what's going on online. Getting deep again today. I just wanted to do two quests to finish this infinite research. Although, you know what I can do while I'm waiting for it is I can do LFR. Let's queue as a healer. That'll probably be faster. Yeah, not a bad thing. Because the infinite research seems to be a good experience too. Right side, made potato soup again last night. Made my entire week. Nice. I had the leftovers of, I had made a honey nut squash soup. And I had roasted the honey nut squash along with a couple carrots, a couple potatoes, some garlic, and some onions. And I had blended all that up with some spices and some garam masala into a soup. And it was good. It was yummy. I would do a tiny bit less broth next time and make it a little thicker, but it tasted really nice. So many honey nut squash to use up still. Excited for our Nanaimo trip. There's a yarn store in town called Mad About You. Aww. That's cute. There used to be one in Victoria that I saw once. It had like a cool, I mean, I feel like a lot of fabric art stores have cool names. Naughty by Nature, that's what it was. It was a fabric art place in Victoria. But Naughty was spelled K-N-O-T-T-Y. I do eat salmon. I do it in different ways. I like salmon in like a burger or a sandwich, so sometimes I'll do kind of like an aioli or like a dressing. I might grill it with like chili powder and lime or lemon. I also like smoked salmon or cured salmon. I made gravlax for the first time not too long ago. That was pretty good. What else do I do salmon in? I mean, there's nothing wrong with just like baking a whole salmon with some lemon and dill. That's always good. Love me a salmon sandwich though. Love a salmon burger with spinach. I have a lot of salmon in the freezer, so I was actually ready for that one. Gravlax? Yeah, I think I over-cured it a little bit, or maybe I put too much weight on it because it was tougher than I wanted it to be. I cured it for 48 hours. But I managed to get a 5-pound weight on it, and I think that might have squished it a little too hard. Norwegian food, I'm excited. It was nice. I would do it again. I'm just trying to get lox to put on bagels. I love lox. Thinking about kind of in the mood for a glazed salmon situation. Chili maple. That's good. Ooh, maple soy is also nice. Like soy sauce and soy ginger based glazes are really nice on salmon. The WoW cookbook has a firecracker salmon recipe that uses cardamom, soy sauce, balsamic vinegar, and then like oil and salt and pepper and stuff. And that's nice. Like cardamom is actually quite nice with like the soy and the vinegar on salmon. You marinate it and then you broil it. Sets off my fire alarm every time. Want to try that? Local recipe book here has one for maple balsamic salmon. Yeah, yummy. Very good. Salmon's nice with a sweet glaze. You can even just do like a brown sugar glaze if you don't have actual maple syrup. Done that before. Can't do cinnamon, much more appreciative of the other warm spices. I love cardamom, actually. I didn't know that I did until I started. I got some to make that WoW cookbook recipe years and years ago. And it's just nice. It's just yummy. I also like cloves. I don't do hot chocolate very often, but if I do hot chocolate, I have to add a little bit of cinnamon and I have to add a tiny bit of cloves because cloves just take it into Christmas territory for me. They remind me of gingerbread cookies, which also need cloves. IMO. Elarath Renfrel. Did we all run to the wrong boss? I don't know what's going on. Black pepper, white pepper, pimento. Oh. Caribbean sunshine. It sounds yummy. $30 and $40 key achievements? 30, yes. 40, I'm not planning on doing. Don't really care. It's not for a transmog. All the heavy rain keeping me inside to make blueberry coffee cake today. Froze a bunch of them last month. Nice. Do all my apple desserts with a combo of clove and allspice and nutmeg as a cinnamon replacement. Highly recommend trying it. More depth and flavor. I always use nutmeg in apple pie. I don't think I have allspice, honestly. That's one thing I never got. I think I've seen it in the store and I've seen it in recipes and I'm like, what even is it? And then I just dismiss it. I don't know what my beef with it is. I'm sure it tastes nice. I guess the name is too vague for me. The name put me off of the concept of allspice. It's like, pick one. Oh. So stupid. Very similar to cinnamon. I've managed to get away with it without it. If I'm using cloves and cinnamon anyways. Here, let me Google. What is allspice? Dried unripe berry of the pimenta dioica? Mid-canopy tree. Oh, so like it's a thing. It's not a combination of things. Mid-canopy tree native to the southern Mexico, Central America. Combine the flavors of cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove. Contrary to common misconception, not a mixture of spices. Myrtle pepper. Fascinating. Huh. Also confused. Yummy. Making me hungry. Need to change the name for us. Yeah. Mom used to use it on chicken. I'll use chili pepper, ghost pepper sauce. I use a lot of chili pepper or chili powder, and then paprika, cayenne, that kind of thing. And then I'm lazy, but I use a lot of pre-mixed curry mixes. I have garam masala, and then I just have regular curry powder, and I go ham with those. Yeah, gochujang's good. I haven't seen it in a store in a long time. I got it at Uwajimaya last time I was in America, but that was like a long time ago, so I don't have it anymore. I used to mix gochujang with canned tuna, and then sriracha to make like a spicy tuna that I would put onto like a rice bowl. And that was good, and I missed that. I should hunt some down, but like I think I would next time I'm in Victoria. Got it at my local store recently, which is wild. Allspice, really good. Hi, Jeff. I wouldn't have had Jeff supports a spice on my bingo card. What's your favorite seasoning? Open question. You know, if you could only keep one in your cupboard. I think mine would be chili powder, but my chili powder is like a mix of like paprika and a bit of cumin and salt and garlic powder, but it's nice. Old Bay all day. I love the enthusiasm. Ghost pepper sauce, 100%. Lemon pepper's the bomb. Doesn't it have to be salt? I did say seasoning. I'm gonna, for the purposes of this question, exclude pure salt, because that's something we need to live. Garlic powder. Use both fresh and garlic powder. I was a garlic powder hater for ages, and I finally bought some. I haven't opened it yet, but I got a little bag of it because I forgot. I wanted to use it for something. I forget what. But I always keep fresh garlic on hand, and I like my garlic press, so it's really no trouble for me to just press fresh garlic into stuff. I need to make things spicy. I like smoky flavors, so like a little paprika cumin mix with a little maybe roasted garlic or something. That's the thing I can't live without. I need that smoky spice flavor, which is funny because I'm not cooking any meat, but it's nice on it's nice on lots of things. Okay, so that's that LFR wing done. That puts me up to 35. Smoked paprika is my favorite. I was looking at a bottle of liquid smoke in the grocery store, and I was like, this might be interesting to cook with. But then I thought, A, they want like 20 bucks for it, and no thank you. And then B, I don't feel like that's the healthiest thing for me to be adding to my food on purpose. Brain always forgets that I have it, so it spreads to my counter. Powdered works better for me. I roasted garlic for the first time when I made that honey nut squash soup I was talking about. I'd never roasted garlic before. I peeled some cloves, I stuck them in a little tin foil pocket with a little bit of olive oil, and then I just had that on the tray in the oven while I was roasting my squash and stuff. And when I opened it up, I was like, ooh, this is what heaven smelled like. This is nice. What time is it? 11:27. So we did Dark Bow. We can do Tormented Guardians. Let me actually, hang on. Let's leave Q. Q is both. Oh, heaven would smell damp because the clowns. Parents bought a garlic roasted little terracotta dish. Ooh, that's a nice idea. That's cute. We used to have a terracotta dish to hold garlic, but it was just a garlic keeper. You were just supposed to put your garlic in there to keep it dark so it didn't sprout. I thought that was cute. I don't have one now. I just stick my garlic on a paper towel in the closet. I've got a cupboard that's dark. And the paper towel is just to kind of collect the various crusty, papery bits that fall off of it. Handle the Lizard garlic bulb. Yeah, I had that. I had something like that too, but we just didn't cook in it. It's cute. I feel like I'm missing a BNet message here. Hang on. Okay. I love clay things and terracotta, which I guess is clay. I love clay things. Pottery. Especially like unfinished or partially finished pottery, dip glazes, that kind of thing. I love the texture on it. It's just so satisfying. I've never made any of it aside from just like school, but that's a hobby that needs equipment. We need to do just any world quest. Maybe this one. I do think the leveling's going pretty fast, even just with the LFR wings. Can I queue for both of them? I used to be able to do that, like on retail. Yeah. When I can, I really want my own small kiln. I feel like I would want, and I don't know if there's any place like this near me, and I'm guessing there's not because there's not a whole lot near me, but to use like a, I don't know, some kind of a facility that has one, just because if I had a kiln on my property, things that get that hot kind of freak me out. Don't trust it. You know, I was at a hardware store and I walked through the appliance section and one of the ovens was like, we can get to like 1,000 degrees for pizzas, and I'm like, that sounds terrifying. No thank you. I don't like using the self-clean on it because it feels like I've got a bomb in my house. Why must things get this hot? I know it's good for pizza or whatever, but like, no. So if I was gonna fire pottery, I would want the facility to be owned by someone who knows what's going on with it and how to maintain it and prevent fire, and also, you know, a healthy distance from my own property. I was trying to finish this infinite research quest. It says 1 of 2 quests completed. That's what I was trying to do. It does look already done, but it's like, it's kind of a weird UI thing. I think another quest would help it. Turn in the other. Oh, that's a good point. I'm also kind of sort of trying to do it just for the emissary, I guess. Although I don't know why. Only you can prevent forest fires. I need to get a scary killed. Taking multiple classes, not a newbie exactly. That sounds like fun. I'm jealous. There's a couple of pottery painting places in Victoria, but I didn't go to any when I lived there. I went to some when I was a teenager. But you're not making the pottery, you're just painting it. It's different, not as fun. Plus, I feel like I only want like a certain amount of clay goods in my life. So rather than learning how to manufacture them myself, I might be well positioned to become a patron of the clay arts. You know? Just find someone who's set up camp at some bougie farmer's market on vacation and go ham. Probably cheaper than learning pottery. Get your vase, get your garlic holder, whatever it is. You could sell the extra ones you make. I could. I think I'm kind of at my limit for turning hobbies into work, though. I think I don't want to do that again. I think we're going to stick with this one. We're going to do this. I think that making things is kind of more fun when you're not trying to sell them. I also think shipping pottery sounds hard. Large potential for mishaps in the shipping process, regardless of how well you package them, and it would suck for someone to pay $95 because that's how expensive it would take to get the darn thing shipped, and then their little clay hazelnut broke. What if you hit the untapped market of selling compost via your stream? You want me to sell my pet dirt? Yeah. Local pickup only. I think in an interest of not doxing myself, I'm gonna refrain from starting any further online businesses that involve operating out of my home. This thing keeps like popping, but not... Oh, there we go. There it is. Self-assembly required. Bug going on a while now. Kind of annoying. Modes of Broken Time Warband transferable. I had not heard anything. I would be surprised if they did that. Especially this deep into Remix. That would be a twist. Over 1,300. Holy. You're stocked up. Can't decide if I should go in and leveling enchanting professions to make housing items or wait and see where the auction house prices land. If it were me, it would depend on how fun and satisfying leveling enchanting sounded to me in the abstract. You know, does it scratch the brain at all? Because it's never, I don't think, going to be less time and effort. Like, it's always going to be easier to, like, faster to make the gold than it is to level a profession, get the recipe, and get yourself sorted to make the thing. Like, the amount of time it takes to make that gold with raw gold making is probably going to be less. But if, you know, taking care of that process in-house sounds satisfying, that's where you're in business. Might roll Remix Alt just to farm bronze. Yeah, you can hop into raids at level 20. That's what I did on this lady, Artisan Snow Crab. Happy. I'm glad I didn't try to gear up my mage before I went for the Mythic TOV. Just stacked the heck out of a group and went for it. Do you not get the infinite power thing when you're just leveling? Oh no, you do. There it is. You're just getting less of it because you're on lower difficulties. All right, scenarios. I'm spending so much time in my crawl space lately that I was thinking about decorating down there. Not with anything on the floor, mind you, but you know. Hang some fairy lights, that might be cute. Put a little something in. I'm just gonna get this out of them. Oh no! Can't do that in combat. When I was on my hunter, I could just feign death for this. I'll just get it in the mail. Help with visibility. I put a lamp down there, because there is lighting down there, but the bulb's burned out. I was kind of on the fence about replacing the fixture versus replacing the bulb, because they're big fluorescent tubes, and they're a pain in the butt to recycle. So rather than just buying more of them, I was kind of thinking, what if I just get rid of that light fixture, but it's hardwired in. Oof. But anyway, in the meantime, I just put a clamp lamp up there, and that's working. But it would be cute to run actual, like, little twinkly lights. You know, just, like, set the mood for when you're mucking around down there. Rubber duckies, when they change position, you know it's been bad. Okay, rubber duck on the floor would actually be hilarious. That might cheer me up a little bit. As long as it doesn't float its way into the pump and jam the float. Oh, man. Get your boots on to go get it pumped out again, and you've just got a ducky going boom, boom, boom. I was talking about bath toys. Best looking mounts, the purchasable mounts? Depends on your taste, I suppose, sometimes. Campaign every character for the Order Hall mounts. If you want the original Order Hall mounts, you do have to do that class's campaign, Order Hall campaign. Willing to help carry? Not sure a 660 can solo a 40, but I can help. Aw, thank you. I have a 740. And I probably could do it. Maybe I'll try it before the end of Remix when I have, like, my power up as high as it's going. I bet you if there's a couple people, if I just get them in, it'll get smoked, but... Oh, I meant 660 verse. Oh, I thought you meant item level 660. And I thought that's sweet of you. That's, I really appreciate the verb, you know? You could use pool floaties. Put a little flamingo down there. Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make my basement so much fun. I can't sing, I'm gonna get caught for it. Oh. Alright, there's Rift of Aln done. That's nice. Let's get out of there. So I was in an instance. That's funny. I joined my second LFR queue from this one, and then when I left my other LFR queue, it put me back in this LFR instance. That's hilarious. Let's just go. Let's just get out of here. Let's just. Go back to Crassus's Landing. Used to so many people being 740 that I always refer to versatility. Raid's been wild. So many groups split it and mess with the boss count kills. Oh. I used to fall behind, and I would just get my stuff mailed to me. I would just try to stay close enough that it sort of kind of counts. What's going here? Up to 43. I mean, that is a heck of a lot faster than it was on my first or second characters. Give them that. Infinite Research is pretty good bonus XP. Pick these up. Could do a normal night hold, that would be really good. Could do TOV too. I don't even know what jewelry to put on. I guess it doesn't matter. Up to 228% bonus XP now. But yeah, if I have 20 minutes, I think night hold's the best thing I can do. Let me see if I can get into a normal night hold. Mosey over there. Maybe hide some of this stuff. That'll be good, good experience. Because I'm 47 now. Oh, you get a lot for turning in that infinite research. Holy smokes. Catch up on her talents a little bit. Oh my gosh, there's so many of them. Head vaguely in the right direction, just in case there summons... Yeah, I just want to show initiative. Best XP followed by raids and then dungeons. Could she do random heroics yet? Oh, she can. Yeah, that's probably good XP too. Although, I'm running out of time for today. I think Nighthold will do me. Betcha if I do a little bit more of this tomorrow, I'll get close enough. I'm just gonna run downstairs and hope for the best here. Except that that's not downstairs and I've gone the wrong way. I guess I'm just gonna walk downstairs and hope for the best. XP buff should be at 228 now. Mine's 374. Nice. Few people in my night total earlier who, once we killed the third boss, teleported to Elasan, did her trash, and AFK'd there until we cleared the rest and arrived to kill her. Oh man, that's a new one to me. Alright, I'm almost there. Heading down the hill. There is a max for XP. It caps at 400. Hey, we got this. Interestingly enough, only at 309. I wonder if people that are at 400, I know you can, I'm sure, do it with infinite research, although you might still need to have been doing research on alts for it. But getting 10% per alt would help too if you did a bunch of them. If free mention is still 11 to top, there should be no capped XP. I wouldn't be mad. Let's hide the whole business here. Oh, there's another one. Missed it. Hiding in my bags. Hi Hazel, haven't caught you in forever. Wanted to say hi. Hello Alex, how you doing? Thank you for the 2-month resub. Appreciate it. Got 400% when I finally had no reason to make another tune. Yeah. I bet it's great if you want to have like a lot of characters. 400's pretty fast. I just have a lot of characters. Don't really feel like I need more. I'm glad I got my Hammer of Vigilance today. I'll gather all of my bronze onto one character and then do some shopping at the end of the stream after we do this Nighthold. Hopefully it's nice and fast. Maxed on slots, only 3 guys are under 60. Not your first major leveling event, yeah. I think a lot of people got quite a few characters caught up in like Mop Remix. I feel like deleting alts again, yeah. Yeah, I get that. I'm kind of liking this vague idea that I've had about having an alt to cover different professions and specifically targeting races for those alts that have profession racials. It's not that it makes like an insane difference, and I don't even really know what my end goal with having the professions is. I don't know that I'd want to get them all leveled. Maybe I would, maybe not. But I like the idea of the matching racials on them. Especially for a character who I feel like is set out to be a crafter. It's nice to have things sort of aligned in that goal. So this will be the blacksmith. Oh hey, world quest. Not that many. KT's are the jack of all trades. Yeah, I guess Coltier would be the fallback if there wasn't a specific racial for the specific profession. Does anybody have tailoring? Plus tailoring? Torn and Worgen as druids make good gathering ones. So my Draenei Death Knight is Spine Jewel Crafter. Enchanting for Belfs. Wow, tailoring racial. Coltier for leatherworking and tailoring, because no other race has a benefit, yeah. They get +2. Well, maybe, yeah, +2. It's kind of sad. I could have sworn leatherworking would have been like some kind of a Tauren, but I guess not. A gathering alt would have to be like a, what, a High Mountain Tauren Druid? Or a Worgen Druid. High Mountain Tauren Druid would be pretty good for gathering. I guess at that point I would use Petal Bloom. Her name's already set up for it. Skinning is Worgen. Gotcha. I don't even want to think about what I would name a Worgen character that I made specifically to skin things. Yikes. What is the Worgen skinning ratio? What do they actually get? Just faster speed? 15 skill. Hang on. Let me just look at the Worgen racial list then. Ramsey Bolt. Deafness also. Yeah, because they would have updated it when they did the Dragonflight Profession overwork. Flayer. Skinning skill increase, allows you to skin faster. I guess that's it. Do you think it's worth grinding the Lore Runner achievements for the extra infinite knowledge? I did, yeah. I don't think they're that bad to do. It doesn't really matter how you get your knowledge as long as you get it pretty high. There will be more... The cap is 36, and by the time we get into Phase 4, there will be more than 36 sources available. So if any of the things that grant infinite knowledge look like they really suck to you, you don't have to do all of it. Made my Nelf Hunter and Engineer, and he's already done the really expensive ones. Knowledge after 20 falls off, don't worry too much. Yeah. Yeah, once I got to 30, I stopped really stressing about it. I'm at 33 now. There's level 57. Land engineering sucked. Gosh, I think that I would cover every profession except for engineering. I just can't. Can't do it. Excited today because I thought for a second it was Friday. How are you? Hello. I'm doing good. How you doing? Not quite Friday. It's close. Nearly there. It'll be Friday before you know it. Very useful for wormholes. I don't think the other utility for the professions is that important to me because the main purpose of the character would just be to craft things for my account. Friday this time means the weekend and the first snow of the season. Oh. I was considering going by the profession racials, but I just don't like all the playable races as much for that. Yeah. I wonder which one would be hardest for me to swallow. Trying to get KT Glamour for my DK, not vibing with it. Yeah, this is Nightel. I'm on a Lightforged Draenei Ret Paladin. I'm leveling a plate character. Try and get a funerary plate. I got my Deathless Trial of Valor set on my mage pretty easy, so I'm feeling heartened and encouraged about doing it on more alts without putting any effort into it. So a Worgen Druid would be great for herbing and skinning. But then you'd have to be a Worgen. That's the one that I would probably struggle with the most. I don't care what the racials are. Worgen's a toughie for me. Although I guess if I was a Worgen Druid, you're spending more time out of your racial form. I don't even have to like the Worgen Druid forms. I could use other Druid forms. Coltier. Big white dude. Big dude. Just like IRL. I love my Coltier and Bear Druid. Barnacles. Love him. He just feels like a real, like he's got real good energy. Do have a Worgen Druid for double gathering as well. I can't put up with the Worgen casting animation. It just cracks me up. I can't take it seriously. Oh, the Emerald Dream, too many people there. Gathering in the Emerald Dream? Are Tyrant's fat or buff? Why not both? They don't read fat to me. They just look strong. For the druid forms, don't know if I care enough right now. Here's level 63. Getting to the end of this. $63 already. Yeah, her slash played is 1 hour and 45 minutes in total. Goes pretty quick in raids. Step away for a few minutes, you triple your levels. Nightspire? Yeah. The female Worgen voice always makes me laugh. It's like Marge Simpson's voice. Oh man, I'm trying to remember what it sounds like. It's been a long time since I've heard one. Their accents used to make me laugh. They've got funny... They don't feel very... They feel a bit fake. Which I guess is fine, you know. No one says that Kul Tiras is England. Or not Kul Tiras, Gilneas is England or anything. It's just their pseudo-British accents are a bit much. I have 229% bonus XP. Not even close to cap. Goes pretty fast though. Mount drop? No, I have these mounts. Also don't think the mounts drop in Remix. Unless I've misunderstood something. I ground regular Nighthold for a long time on stream. We used to do this for days at a time. I didn't get super lucky with the Infernals, but I did get them eventually. Cat Remix win. Oh boy, another 8 talent points. I guess I can do this during RP. There we go. Friend was on his last sub day and got both mounts in his last run. Nice. Is it bad that I want to see people die to Spine? Specific gold for all the Lemix salts. I guess I'm back on having one of each armor type to do the Trial of Valor Deathless sets. I had kind of talked myself out of it, but I talked myself back into it. There's that, and then I have this vague notion that I don't know how committed to it I am, about leveling alts to cover various professions and matching profession racials to the professions in mind. So this character is planned to be a blacksmith, because she's a Lightforged Draenei, so she gets a blacksmithing racial. And I needed plate Trial of Valor Deathless anyway, so. Figured I may as well. I decided not to worry about any more questing or class order hall campaigns or anything. Too fussy. Let's do it. It does bring back memories of Mount Farvis. Doing all the class order halls, haven't done yet. Completing 3 of 6 and missing, losing steam. Even with the sped up mission table stuff, it's still a lot. I did 1 and I can't even bring myself to do Broken Shore on that character. Alright, I think that's it. I think that's the end. Thank you. Okay. I need to go get myself situated, turn in a little infinite research. This is coming towards the end of my stream. I will say again, I'm gonna be on tomorrow, but I will be late. I will be 1 or more hours late tomorrow. I have a professional coming by the house to work on some stuff, and I don't know how long it's gonna be, so I will get on after we wrap that up sometime, but I'm planning to be late. Oh hey, that's not a bad thing to wear. Hopefully we can get some solution that works a little better. Let's turn in this one. I am level 64. There's level 66. It feels so crazy getting 2 levels from turning in a quest. Any enemies? Special assignments. Yeah. And then talk about my progress. Turn in that. Oh, that's turning in here. I haven't even changed her default mount. She's still running around like that purple griffin they give you. Oh yeah, I was gonna do some shopping too, so I'm up to 50k bronze on this alt. I think I was just gonna send it all over to my hunter and have him buy the stuff. Get it all slurped into one spot. Good day, very fruitful, I'd say. Yeah, I had a good time. How are you at that level? Started watching the stream, you were level 11. Bonus XP, I guess. I just did raids. I did Emerald Nightmare, I did Nighthold, and then I did LFR. All the LFR wings for Emerald Nightmare as well, and she's 67 after less than 2 hours. Happy with that. I'll finish her tomorrow for sure. Alright, we're shopping. 229% bonus XP was the last I checked, so decent bonus XP, but not capped or anything. Yeah, once you get to level 20, you can do the raids on normal difficulty. I'm pretty sure I could take her into Tomb of Sargeras if I wanted to. On normal. Now let's pull the bronze. And I think we're buying 2 sets. So we would have made somewhere in the range of 90k bronze today, because I also spent 30 on that. Although, you know what? I had some bronze already, so I don't think I made 90k bronze today. Let's get... Oh. We're just going to buy all of them. We're not going to fuss too much about which ones are which. There we go. Lots and lots and lots of appearances. Delicious. All right. I would like to thank you guys so much for joining me today. I appreciate the company. I'll be back tomorrow, but like I said, late. I'll put a note in the stream title. Wish me luck. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.